All right. Last time, Curse of Strahd, the evil witch, the wicked witch of the south, right, was defeated. You guys took her out, and then you had to deal with an unexpected visitor, the Bagman.
Bagman.
After dispatching the Bagman and also dispatching your bag of holding, unfortunately, uh, you still have the problem of how are you carrying the dragon's skull back to Arkenvost Hold?
I told you, we putting it on top of the wagon.
I told you, Masquerade's carrying it.
We strapping it like we going to the beach.
He's doing Aaron
Putting everything on
Yeager
top.
carrying the boulder to the gate, you know? No?
He's on top of it.
I think you got muted on that. Oh, yeah, he's talking. Yeah, sorry.
Oddly specific.
Yeah, so we're on our way back to Arkenvost Hold. And the traveling has been kind of smooth. Did you guys take the dotted line back towards Arkenvost Hold, or are you guys a little further, like off in the woods?
No, we taking the dotted line because I think there's like mountainous hills, or not mountainous hills, but there's like hills, and we want to keep it on flat land as much as possible.
The dotted lines are patrolled, aren't they, by Strahd's dudes?
Yeah, they're actively patrolled by Strahd's.
I think we want to go
Who we're
off
actively
road.
Oh,
fighting
shit.
with now, right? Like we've lost our accord or whatever you want to call it.
We have.
We are no longer under parlay.
Right.
Oh, I was off. I thought the solid line. Well, we can go up a level. Is there like a leveling, like a level off away from the road? Just to be.
Yeah, you gotta be high enough up on the hill.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
All
All right, who's running the carriage this time around?
Whoever's got the best survival, yeah.
Artesian.
Was that me?
Birdman.
Yeah, because I felt like the way that the story was, me and Lucia were in the wagon doing the transfusion, because I remember doing the crafting check while the last one, which was the 35, and then Artesian could be doing the survival.
All right, let's get these bad ones out of the way. Come on.
That's just average, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Actually, all we needed was slightly above average. So you guys lucked out. You're traveling along. Other than, some juts and janky roadways, you guys are making good tracks. No issues, no problem. And as you guys are like cresting over the top of the hill, since you guys decided to take the hillside instead of like the direct road that Strahd patrolled over here, you guys are coming over the crest of the hill and looking down onto Arkenvost Hold. And one of the things that you notice is that it looks like there's like an impromptu camp that's been set up, and you see hundreds, if not like 2 or 3, maybe 500 people in a little encampment. Looks kind of like this.
Oh hell.
That popped up for you guys.
Whoa, it's
Yeah.
active too.
Oh, it's animated too. That's awesome.
I was dope.
And you don't recognize the colors of these tents that are like set up out there in front of Arkenvost Hold. And when you left, I mean, the place was empty. But it looks like someone's set up shop just outside of Arkenvost Hold. A whole encampment. In the last, you guys only been on the road for 2-3 days?
Yeah, they got the measures quick. God damn.
For real. And we didn't
It's
even
like
go
somebody lit a beacon or something.
Who could it be?
Gondor calls for aid.
Why didn't you just ride the Eagles all the way to Mordor?
It's legitimate, the question we all wanted to know. Or the answer we all wanted to know.
All right, so as you guys are cresting the hill and you're looking down onto this encampment, you're noticing from the distance that you're out from, these aren't like regular people. These are all were creatures. You see werewolves, werebirds, werebears.
My
But
people.
but you don't see any just normal humanoid.
Do we recognize
like
any of the werewolves?
Not from the
look
distance
back?
that you're at currently.
Gotcha.
We're still moving, right?
Does the encampment, does it look like they're moving about freely with the castle, or does it look like a siege?
Give me a perception.
That's a good question. But you said they're not flying colors of like Strahd, right?
Yeah, you easily be able to tell these aren't like Strahd colors from where you're at. Solid 30 roll. Eliana must be going colorblind. I don't know.
Ileana's still drained and refusing treatment. He's a.
That's funny.
She's a bad patient right now.
But Dr. Nakia very astutely spots out that there is a woman with white hair standing amongst the werewolf people. And it seems as if she's like giving directions, like pointing people this way, pointing people that way. And she's got a couple people in tow as if they're like ladies in waiting, you know? And you recognize this white-haired woman as Bianca.
Yeah, I'll relay. I see Bianca. She is within the tent city. I think we will be fine.
I'm pretty sure that was Soleil's crush, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bianca.
What? Yeah, we got a picture of Bianca again.
Oh, let me pull that up.
So they taste the skull from Masquerade of Flexus Muscles as he's walking
Hold on,
up.
toss that to me.
Somebody hand me some baby oil.
How silly.
Here she is.
I honestly, yeah, that's her.
Yep.
Is that Siri?
Siri
No,
at home.
bro, it's Bianca.
Jesus.
Siri at home.
I honestly think we would just take the wagon in. Obviously, have a couple people on the outside that is recognizable, like Lucia and Soleil and Masquerade. Or Maysair, sorry. I keep wanting to say Masquerade.
I'm driving this. I'm a bird, dude. We're okay.
So that's the plan. You're gonna...
I blend in. These are my creatures.
My people.
Just straight squawking the whole way there.
Squawk. What the fuck out of my way? Coming through.
All right. So as you guys are coming into the greater portions of the camp, you start to recognize more and more of the people that are here. Did I place you guys on the scene?
I'm on the Argon Muscle map, if that's where you meant to put us.
Yeah, you guys should be on there, but your characters aren't, right?
Yeah, I see Lucia up on the second floor by herself.
Yeah.
Yep,
See the
that's
map, but I
where.
don't see our characters.
Oh yeah, I zoom in. I see her.
Time to drag and drop. You want me to drag and drop them while you get the rest of them?
Yeah.
I'll just put us by the front.
Whoa.
Whoa!
All these cats.
Did we do something? Are we starting a revelation right now?
Revelation.
Revolution.
No, a revelation. I'm having a revelation.
Revelation.
You gotta be frankly, you gotta do it right.
Oh shit, it looks like it's about to go down. Everybody just needs to calm down.
Of course, Rose was still
Chill out,
traveling
calm
with you guys
down.
as well.
Yeah, Rose is bright as fuck.
In the DMs.
All right. So, as you guys are riding into the camp, Maysara, you recognize Barry. He's there with a contingent of werebears. They're flanked, and it looks like they've been practicing like formation movements. They've got shieldmen, and they got pikemen, they've got spearmen. They've got a very strong looking ground unit. Like they've got a solid shield wall set up. Like they're looking like Spartans with the hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. And like as you're coming by, like they all stop, turn, and they give you a very solid, like snappy salute.
They're all converts.
And you notice they're all wearing matching colors for their unit. You know what I'm saying? They're wearing a tabard, a white sun that's represented for Saren Ray.
That's awesome.
You got the right warriors, brother.
Let's give him like
And then on the opposite side, you see the werewolves in their contingent. They're a little more ragtag, a little more ratty. They've tried to ramshackle together suits of like matching furs, and you notice that most of the furs they are wearing are the same color as Lucia's hair. They tried to match themselves to her hairstyle, and they all have like a single braid off to the right side of their face that they've all started to wear in honor of their new pack leader. Not confirmed yet, but they're prepared.
yeah, president-elect.
Haven't been sworn in, but
First, you got wife aggro? Yikes. Dang. This is crazy.
I was just about to say this is nuts.
I was
Wasn't expecting this
hoping.
to pop off
I
so
was
quickly.
hoping they wouldn't be fighting each other. So that's what, so far so good.
success.
Oh, I wonder if they took out those spiders in Argynvost.
Had to have.
I hope so. Oh, and I'm also curious as to. I wonder if the other guy's still there. I'm hoping they didn't come in here and just start murdering all the people that are. Well, granted, they're already dead.
Yeah.
But
What is
I'm
dead
just-
can never die, bro.
Some of the people in there were like extremely strong, so
well, and that's what I'm saying. So, like, I'm wondering, like, I'm hoping that they didn't go in there and just kill.
I mean,
Or-
if they're like gathering at a beacon, I'm assuming they have to be curious as to what started
What's
the beacon.
inside,
So it'd be like,
right.
okay, if there's these people here, let's at least, communicate with them first before like seeing what the fuck's going down. But yeah, I would assume it's all Gucci.
I'm waiting for Levi to get back so Dr. Nikea can start flirting with Asiana again.
I've got plans.
Right, like the doctor needs her nurse. Like, man, he must be in trouble. Look at his face.
Or his kid's in trouble and he's hearing about it.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
Get
gonna do
ready.
about that?
I don't know. He's also kind of got the face of, she's calling him. She had a bad day and she's telling him about it. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah, he can't let her go. It's like, I gotta listen to this.
Pretty much.
It's my duty.
My duty. Gotta respect it.
I
I don't know. His face is starting to go a little more though.
I
Yeah.
don't even know that you're getting Dennis in trouble just by saying this.
What,
he was
man?
good today. He
Oh,
drove me
speaking
to
of
work. He
Uh-oh.
took me to dinner. Like he did a bunch of stuff he didn't have to do because he was off today. Punk ass. I had to go to work.
Yes.
Yo, a couple of my friends were off today, especially the ones that worked at the banks for some reason. I was like, dang, they couldn't have gave us all this day off. Rude.
Great.
Speaking of which, like, isn't Dennis supposed to be making the Star Wars adventure for you, Travis?
Bro, don't even.
So, no.
How many
Hold
games
on,
we got
hold on.
before we
Hold
could play
on.
that?
We got,
Hold
We
on.
got
Yeah.
years.
let me say what I was thinking.
Go
So
ahead.
I was in the shower and I was like,
That's where all
I
great
was like-
ideas come from.
and it does. I was like, hold on, wait a second.
thought it was on the toilet.
I'm supposed to be getting a sci-fi Star Wars adventure sometime soon, and then this motherfucker wants to go and have a kid. I said he ain't doing it. I said he
I
ain't
know.
running this
I
adventure
got
anymore.
2 campaigns I gotta run, bro. I still gotta do Power Within, and then I got Star Wars.
Oh my goodness.
I actually, because Travis asked me about that randomly today.
Today,
like,
bro.
Dennis,
It's still in the works.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
At
We
dinner
haven't
tonight,
forgot about it.
At dinner tonight, I was like, so Travis asked me about your Star Wars campaign, and the first thing he said was, I thought I had time! Like, he panicked. He thought y'all were coming for him.
My thing is just like if we
bad.
forget about it for months on end, there'll be no progress, right? You got to make a little bit of progress steadily so that in 2 years, 3 years time, we have a campaign accumulated and we can play it.
He definitely
You know what I'm
has like a backstory and an idea of what he wants the characters to be like working towards and that sort of thing. So like he's actually got, huh?
I said he's had like a decade.
I know, but Travis finally took the pressure off and was like, I'll do the running, you just be the lore master. And now it's like, oh, okay, I can handle that. I can lore master Star Wars all day.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have to run it.
All right.
To wrap up this Star Wars side talk that we had, my thought, all right, because Dee brought it up, and I'm gonna run with the idea. I think we play it in the like Star Wars scum and villainy hack, which is another Blades hack. So I
No,
think
it's
that'd be
good.
sick.
Scum and Villainy be sick.
Yeah, because there's like a specific Star Wars, like
'Cause we can
basically
add
where they
flair.
change out some stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, that's my idea, and I was just reaching out to him to see if he was still thinking about it, and then, yeah, because I'm
Which
thinking
he
about
is.
using that system.
Okay, so the fillers are out there.
Yeah,
Like you're getting,
Yeah, we're
you're
doing-
feeling,
yeah.
you're feeling the chemo intensity of like, I want this to
That
happen.
must have been what it was just the vibe that you were putting out. It was too
We
powerful.
love
The
to have the
aura.
conversation today.
There's a disturbance in the force.
Yes.
There was. The balance was being tilted.
Yeah. Well,
Don't worry.
back to
Still out
Barovia.
So yeah, real quick, Levi. Dr. Nakia is definitely gonna do her little flirty thing to Asiana and like wink at her, and then kind of wince because she's hurt still.
Lucia just howls at the wolves. She's pretty excited.
And then like they turn and their ears perk up and like they return with like a callback howl.
That was awesome.
And Dr. Nakia standing by herself pretty much as Esmeralda. Kind of, she gives you like a very slight wave. She's like tending to a few things in the camp and helping people put together some tents.
Okay. I'll probably go up to her, like help her out with some things.
Make sure they didn't kill the ones inside.
That's a good point. So like helping out with her and just be like, how are you? How is everything? Wincing every time like she opens up her arms.
And she kind of gives you a once over look. She's like, you look like shit.
I feel like it. There's been quite a few things that have happened. Fought a dragon, fought a hag, fought a moving house, then fought a bagman that
Got
was
a bag.
trying to push me in my own bag that I created. Doesn't make
Like
sense.
a backpack?
Yes, a
Like,
bagman.
like an old man carrying bags?
No, like the horror stories that grandmother used to tell. The spirits within the bag and
Wait a minute. We didn't destroy the bag because we were going to use it as a bomb on Strahd.
Correct.
Pretty sure you said you burned it to shit.
I think we took that back because we wanted to use it as a bomb. But I will say if that's what I said and that's what we did, but I do remember us being like, we should just blow up Strahd with it.
And I thought when you said it, I thought it was a joke.
But
Yeah,
I thought it was joking when you said we could use it as a bomb.
Okay.
I was dead serious when
I do
Yeah, I
remember you
think some
saying
of
it.
us was serious.
I
And I
mean,
didn't want to take that away from somebody if they really wanted to blow up Strahd.
I can remake another one if that's the case, but yeah.
I say we can recant it if you want to.
I mean, I'll leave that up to the group. I'm good with either decision. I just didn't want to like take that away from somebody.
We'll leave it in the air. Yeah.
I mean, Masquerade really isn't like the, army intelligent guy here. So,
I mean, but if Strahd blows up at a bomb, you don't get to punch him.
right. So we can ignore that he even said that.
Also, for the record, CJ said his name is Masquerade, not Macer.
Masquerade.
Well, let's pronounce his name how he'd like to be pronounced.
So which one is canon?
What's your
It's
other
been
name? Kirvan?
Right.
It says it. I'm like, oh, that's.
I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
That's what I'm saying. So like we've been back and forth with Macer and Masquerade.
I've heard Macer. I've been saying Masquerade. I'm like, yo, which one is it?
Nobody corrected me. I was what?
So I was like, cool.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure I get your names right at least.
So it's Masquerade.
It's Masquerade.
It
All
is
right, it's Masquerade now and forever forward.
It's better. So I just never corrected it.
I thought since Ileana was doing like the whole French thing, I was just like everybody's got like a little French.
We are all French.
Soleil,
Soleil is French.
Masquerade,
Yeah.
But
We can go with, again, I'm good with Macer. It sounded dope when you said it. That's why I never corrected it. I was like,
oh, okay.
He named me better than I did.
I'm so sorry.
I dubbed
I didn't
thee
mean to rename your character.
Macer. No.
So is it either or? I'm so confused.
It's
He answered
Masquerade.
all of them.
Yeah, whatever flows out. Bro.
All right.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Now
That's
it's still Balthazar, right?
Yes, it's
I
still
don't-
Balthazar.
Okay.
Did we record the
Balthy
first
for
episode
short.
of this?
Huh?
We record the first episode of this?
Oh yeah.
I noticed in the recording, but I was like,
it was an
fuck
argument.
it.
Even like the first couple episodes, we were all like messing up.
So if you notice, when he first said, Macer, it's your turn, I think I just sat there for a second.
You did.
who are
Like,
you
wait,
talking to?
Who's Macer?
Oh
What the
shit,
fuck
that
did you
means
say? Oh man,
That's
I'm real
awesome.
shitty about this. This has been going on
Nah,
for 7
bro.
months.
Bro, don't feel shitty, dog.
Don't feel bad.
Nah.
You like the name.
There's too much shit going on as a DM for you to feel bad about a name. Especially
Look at
when he
the
doesn't say
crazy ass name
anything.
I had to type mine into Google just to know how to say it. So
I mean, at least it's not the fucking Starfinder campaign where we all had like the same name basically.
What?
You know, like I remember Dee's and Maggie's characters were basically the same name.
Oh,
Xenia.
oh yeah.
It's like Xenia and
Chimera.
Xenia or something.
Yeah.
Xenia and Chimera, but they both had those like Z names
Yeah,
that
they
we
had
were trying to
X's.
be.
Yeah.
That
was
were
tough.
X's. And, Yes, we thought we were so cool, and we were
Very clever of us.
and we were like complete opposites too. Like I'm the sunshine, and He was deaf.
Legit. I thought I'm pretty sure I was pissing them off being the DM, but it was pissing me off because I was like, I don't know how to say their names.
Why can't you be John?
I found it funny because I was like, damn, I felt bad for these ridiculous names we've.
Bro, that's what it is reading like fantasy books, though. It's like, how the fuck I say this name?
Yeah.
Does anybody else just like start and then like if it's too complicated, it's just like and you just like skip over it?
Yeah.
They get nicknames, man.
All
They
the
get
time.
nicknames.
Sorry
I
for
felt like a
going off the road.
Yes, we were a little bit on the tangent there.
My name is Dane. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, super
Yeah,
sweet. I appreciated it. But
Like my next character's name is gonna be like Kyle.
Yeah, we should choose somebody else's name that's here so it's always confusing. Do you mean Kyle the player or Kyle the character? Oh man.
oh, I'm gonna ruin somebody's name. But I guess while still talking, it's gonna be one of those things where it's all like, so how long have you been here? Weren't you specifically looking for someone?
Oh yes, Van Richten. I figured when I saw the lights that it might mean something. And when I got to the camp, there were the bears and the wolves and just all types of people. So when I went into the castle and spoke with, I think his name was Godfrey, he told us that you were all here and what you did with the dragon. And everybody's been rallying behind your banner. If there even is a banner.
There is not a banner yet.
There should be a banner.
There will be a banner, but
It's crafting.
did you happen to find Van Richten?
I stopped by search when I saw the beacon. I thought this was the call to action, and I think everyone else did too.
Oh, it is, but we are not ready yet. We have returned the skull of Argenvostold. But we will speak with the Lord of the Manor.
That's great carrying it up right now.
Masquerade is carrying it in now. Would you like to come with us?
If you'll have me, but I
Of
don't know what to
course.
say or do.
Just stay with me, sister, and let me lean on you, please.
Anytime.
And then, like, she's walking her in, and she's like, "We had to fight Baba Lysaga. Do you remember the stories?"
The Blood Witch?
Oh, yes. She was very good at her abilities until my friend suplexed her from the air. It was amazing.
Which one? The shiny one?
The handsome one, the lizard.
The shiny one.
Yes,
The
dragon.
handsome lizard. Words you never think you're gonna hear together.
You said the shiny one. She was referring to Soleil. The shiny one?
No, the dragon. This one.
So he's like
Yeah,
pointing
she-
at his brother.
Yeah, she legitimately makes it notice. Like Masquerade, that
Hey,
one.
that guy.
What? How did he get so high in the air?
The dragon skull was actually animated. She used it as a vehicle, like a broom. You know how grandmother would always depict witches on their broomsticks. Well, this hag used the skull of Argenvostold and had a walking chicken hut. That was interesting as well.
Well, I remember Baba's stories about the chicken hut, but never a flying dragon. So.
Yes, it almost ate me. Come. Let's go inside.
Like as you guys are like walking in and talking, carrying on. The castle inn you guys had met before. Sir Godfrey is kind of like standing there, one arm behind his back. He's kind of prim and proper. You can tell like he's recently like reshined his armor. And before the castle, Argenvostold was in disarray. You know what I'm saying? There was dust everywhere, and like the building had really looked like it had given up on itself. But over the last 2 days, like you see all the soldiers that were still there that are stuck under this curse are in there cleaning up the place and putting things together, and everything's kind of on the move in there. But Sir Godfrey greets you all at the door. He's like, our heroes have returned.
Sir Godfrey.
He's inside you guys.
I'll move myself.
I wasn't moving yet. I was tending to Rose.
Oh, okay. So if you're still outside tending to Rose, we'll flash cut to you and Rose outside. Because I don't think you guys actually had a moment to talk to each other as everything's been going on.
Not since she accepted to help out for a little bit, but don't know if her changed her mind though.
So Rose is kind of sitting in the back of the carriage, and like she doesn't want to get off and like go into the castle or like deal with everybody that's around. You can tell she's kind of unnerved, but like she's standing next to you, like she's got like a death grip on your arm basically. And she's like, don't leave me alone.
I'm not gonna leave you alone, little sister. Why would I leave you alone? I mean, yeah, we got separated, but you need to tell me. What have you been doing this whole time? You mentioned more Tengu here, more of us. Where?
Well, they're like us, but they're not like us. It's different.
What do you mean? What color are their feathers?
They're like ravens.
You found a flock of ravens?
Yeah, but they're also like people.
Remember we saw those guys before in the town, I believe.
Yes.
We were having like a secret meeting.
Aren't they not friendly with us though?
I don't know if we actually talked to them. I think we just spied on them.
Hell yeah.
They were a little freaked out by our arrival, but I don't know if they were necessarily hostile. I don't remember. I don't know if they were. They were just like not sure about us.
I felt like they were just not sure about us.
Well, I found you. I have seen Frost. And I hate to tell you, little sister, but he has changed. And I'm hoping by the time we see him next, you might be able to convince him to stand down for once and listen.
We have to. If Frost is working for Strahd, then the whole Barovia is screwed. We won't be able to get out of here.
Come now, little sister. He may be strong, but you know I can take him.
And she looks at you like very frankly. She's like, no, you never win.
You know, she just made me mad a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Say I can take him.
Like the truest feelings just came out in that moment.
You know how like little kids don't lie. They're just like, no.
Right?
So
it's almost like Kyle, you're trying to fight me.
she's like,
Brutal.
What happened last time you saw Frost?
Last time was different. He has a new ability that he's never shown before. And it's quite concerning and quite interesting. And since I've seen it, I've actually been praying more.
He beat you so bad that you had to pray?
No, listen. I've been praying to Hai Feng because the move he does it because of his attribute. He is of snow. He has been using the ability to like freeze us. So I've been praying to High Fang to hopefully maybe be able to counteract it with my lightning. Granted, I haven't been able to sense my lightning since we've landed here. But if Frost is somehow granted its help with Strahd, and I don't want help from Strahd, I want out of here, but maybe I can figure out a way to be able to use more of my lightning attacks in here. Help.
Well, it's different. It's not like at home. You have to attune to it.
Wait a minute, are you telling me you can use your fire stuff here already?
Yeah. You don't notice that I'm never cold? Well, I wasn't cold.
I noticed all your feathers are missing. How's that? Sorry,
Well,
sorry, that was
not very.
sorry, that was very mean of me. Sorry. And I actually anime moment, you see the little cloud above him, just a little depression.
She says, if you come with me to the Wizard of the Wine, I'll introduce you to the Order of the Feather, and they'll help you center yourself and get connected to your lightning.
Oh, I love that idea, but right now I think you should hop on. Let me use my cloak to at least cover you up. You be quiet, and let's head inside. Because I don't think
safe? Is it safe?
We've been in there once. We cleared it out for the most part. I mean, everyone's gathered here around us. They're not doing anything. As I kind of peek my head out of the hut.
It looks like you made a lot of strong friends.
I haven't done much to make any of them. I've been bitten by a werewolf. So yeah, we'll cross that. We'll talk about that here next time. I can probably see the look on your face, like, wait, what? Yeah, I have to deal with the rest of the group to hopefully maybe have a chance to go back home. So, once we break out of here and end Strahd, I don't know if I'll still be stuck on this land, or maybe I'll be able to go home with you guys. Hopefully Frost will accompany us, but enough chit chat. We need to get inside. I'm already missing the good stuff.
All right, I'll come with you. And she literally hides under your cloak, on your back, like a little backpack.
See, it's just like at home when it used to rain.
So you guys walk in, and Sir Godfrey's been kind of going over everything that's been going on the last 2 days with everybody else. He's like, once you guys stayed the night, left the next day, and slowly but surely, it grows. People heralding Sarah and Ray with their cloaks and their white suns, and people heralding the Queen Bitch showing up in packs and droves as Merelda came here alone on a stolen horse, I think. But I mean, these people are all here to fight with you, to fight for you when the time comes. But I don't think they're not trained soldiers.
They will have time to train. We have other things to attend to beforehand, before we go and fight Strahd. Can you help them?
We've trained many soldiers before, but what's the timeline?
And I look to the group.
The sooner the better.
As quickly as you can.
Strahd is coming.
Before the next full moon.
I would say after the full moon. Because we want Lucia and all you to fully transform.
Yeah, we want y'all to go feral.
Yeah, man, we need you guys to focus in on that.
Well, I thought he said for the training, like how when do you want them trained by? We want them trained by the next full moon, like.
Yeah, that's fair.
I got you.
So that way, at that full moon, they're 75% decent, if best, or.
Copy.
From what I've seen, the werebears seem to know how to operate a phalanx and a shield wall, but I don't know about the wolfmen. They're untrained, they're wild, they're unpredictable, but they're scrappy. They've got big hearts. Have you guys been able to rally anyone else behind your cause?
We're working on it. I believe we may have some more where folks possibly willing to help under the right circumstances. The people at the original camp that we went to.
And we must still speak with the Burgermeister of Valaki, I believe. We were extended an invitation for that, but did not call in. He was very grateful for our assistance during the parade. We should at least inquire within to see if he can be of use.
I can't remember if we could get the other women of the Takesh to help as well.
They said they weren't going to, I thought.
What about the elves?
Yeah, the elves. That's what.
If we could get the elves to actually stand up and fight, it all depends.
They would no longer be fighting alone. That might be motivation.
We would have to show them our new and potential army. Hopefully it could bring their fighting spirits to get things back in natural order for them. But we will have problems with the men that guard them.
Mm-hmm.
And Matthew may be within the Amber Temple. Should we be able to garner his assistance, he would be a force multiplier in spades.
That and the new sword for our friend could be useful. Hence why we are going there into anyways.
That reminds me, I thought that's where you were on your way to when you left originally.
Unfortunately, we had a problem with a particular hag.
We had a little bit of a hiccup.
But
we found you this cool skull.
Yeah.
Thought it might belong here.
And Godfrey, when he sees the skull, in very unfashionable way, he drops down to his knees, and he's like, his legs have lost all their strength. He's like, this is the first time I've seen Master Hagenboss since he fell.
Yeah, it's been redeemed.
Soleil's gonna drop to his knee too, just to, for the moment, it felt like the right vibe, That's what we're doing here.
Vibe check. Knee. The knee.
Where would you like us to place it to rest?
The crypt in the back. We've had it clean and prepared. We knew you were going to be good on your promise, but we didn't expect you to return so soon.
We got pretty lucky.
We did get very lucky.
Very lucky.
And unlucky, almost in the same time.
It's true.
It's like there was a trail that told us where she was.
Up a hag into the ground and it produced a skull.
But let us go put him to rest. And then I guess we'll walk back there and do what we need to do.
Besides me, who would be like one of the last people to start walking that way, real quick?
Probably Ileana.
I'd probably grab Ileana really quick and just fill her in on what Rose told me from inside the hut about the Order of Feathers and the winery.
Beep, 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 beep.
And the
She would
Raven
kind of she would take it in and say, we should bring this up to the group later. There are, again, more potential allies we should be looking into. We will need every help we can get.
Ileana and Ikea are the best to tell. I feel like they're the leaders of the party. And Lucia. I guess we got like 3 leaders, really.
Bro, and Soleil. Soleil's a leader, dog.
I was
What do you
gonna
mean,
go
bro?
first. I was gonna grab you first, but you kneeled down and then left, and I was like, "Oh, there goes my
So
chance with
Soleil
Soleil."
is the leader of like
The
of
vibe.
battle.
Yeah. Soleil was
Yeah.
literally the first person when I walked in the door that I saw. She was like, "Ooh, Soleil, I can tell him," and then he left. I'm like, "Oh
I
man."
got distracted.
Yeah, man. Be comfortable with the Council of Three. The three women. The group. You're just the sword.
Bruh. I'm more than just a sword, man.
Please call him the spiritual leader.
Yeah.
He is
I mean,
just
Masquerade's really the spirit.
Masquerade's the steel, the
I'm
spirit
just
guy.
like the goddess bestie, you know? Like, I'm
More
not even
like
a leader. We
the
just hang
clingy-
out.
I checked
The
the
goddess
time.
clingy. You're the clingy boyfriend. That's what you are right now.
Yeah.
He's a hippie.
Oh,
He
no.
just does the vibe
yes.
check.
I'm kind of like the
He's-
goddess's hippie for sure.
He's the champion.
There it
He's
is.
the
So
beacon.
funny.
That's right. Let's lay this bro to rest.
Yeah.
All right, so Sir Godfrey walks you guys back to Argynvost's crypt, and you see the dais where there were no bones resting on it before, and the whole place looked like it was looted. Everything's been reshined, and like this place is looking pristine. It looks like a place of honor. It was supposed to originally. They replaced the stained glass, and sun's hitting the room just right. The sun is shining in through the window, and then it lights that dais perfectly, sitting upon it. And it's almost as if a life returns back to Castle Argynvost. And like the vines that have been overgrowing the building that before start to melt away into the stone and into the activity of the castle. All the portcullis and everything just clear themselves up from the rust that was covered in before, and the castle almost seems to shine.
Nice.
And I want to like meditate at the stoop of this area and almost like soak in the radiance of everything that's happening and meditate on the experience.
I want to amplify this shit.
I was gonna say, give me a religion roll, you guys. My Saren Ray heads.
I'm gonna straight up do. Oh, I cannot do it. Wait, why not? Hold on. I should be able to do it because it's a focus thing. This whole thing, this positive luminance, where I sort of become a beacon. I basically want to try to take in the light and like amplify it where we're at. I'm sort of envisioning him having like daybreak out in sort of a salute, almost like standing guard at a, what do they call it when you're like standing guard at a funeral?
Honor guard.
Yeah, but when you do it for like a long amount of
Standing
time,
at attention.
there's like
I just know you're standing
A
at
sentinel?
attention.
maybe you get what I'm doing. Basically, like Soleil is, you know, standing at attention for they're like laying to rest of the bones, and then trying to hold this sort of positive luminance to kind of amplify the presence of this to those that are around it.
Levi, I don't know why I was on Maggie, but I wrote an 18. That should be plus 15 on top of that.
I was gonna say, you guys can both roll that at advantage if you want to re-roll it.
I mean, 36 is pretty good.
Like Nakia's like talking to Esmeralda. She's like, they do this from time to time. It's them speaking to so-called gods. When I'm pretty sure they are speaking to their ancestors, but let them be. Boys will be boys.
My original
And she kind
would have been a third.
of laughs and be like, silly religion.
silly.
All right, so with a you rolled that with fortune 32, and then your original roll was a 36, right? D.
Correct.
So between the 32 and 36, as you guys are meditating and taking in your honor guard, you get a small visage of steel, and you said before you never seen the steel in a human form, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't seen her in dragon form.
And you haven't seen her in dragon form.
Right.
So this is the first time on either side of the dais, on the left and right side of Argynvoth's skull, you see her in her human form, sitting to the left, one leg crossed over the other at the knee, and her hands kind of resting on top of her knee in her lap. And then on the right side, in her visage dragon, curled up on top of herself with her head. Good night, buddy. Love you. Give a kiss.
So that man said, "No, I'm good."
Her hands are folded in her dragon form as well, like resting on top. And she's like, "You put my brother to rest. First and foremost, thank you. But your job here isn't complete yet."
Let it sink in first.
I mean,
What? I kicked out of Forge. I don't know what happened. I can't log back.
bro, it's happening in the imagination of our minds. Nothing happened, and everything happened.
What
I
will
think-
you have us do?
I mean, I think it's obvious.
She's like, "So lady, you carry my blade. My brother's blade is still lost in Barovia. I want it returned."
Would you mind if we slayed Strahd before returning?
That's not our problem.
I may not be able
But
to
if you-
return without
If you
slaying
feel it's your
Strahd.
duty, then feel free.
Just give her like a salute, like, "Yup." Show is. The people need me. Even though I'm just a sword, you know? But the people
I
need
didn't
me.
say that. I didn't say that out loud. That was out of character, you big baby.
Soleil felt it, bro. He's an expert on vibes.
He's an expert on vibes.
And the Stills kind of says to the two of you, she's like, "I trained the two of you separately on purpose. There's a reason that one of you exists in the light and one of you exists in the shadow. There's going to come a time before you leave Barovia that someone's going to have to make a hard choice. One of you might not be coming back from Barovia."
The hell does that mean?
I understand.
What? The hell you do? What does it mean?
Mr. I am the expert on vibes.
I'm not picking up this vibe. I don't want to pick up this vibe. I decline this vibe. What do you mean we both won't be returning?
As you live in the light, I must live in the dark.
Yeah. And you lived
like
you lived in the dark before Barovia. You could live in it after. Y'all tripping, man. Anything's possible through Sarah and Ray. You know that.
Things in Barovia are different. And I think you've seen that since you've been here.
Yeah, for now, because Strahd's around. Once we take his ass down, it'll be back to usual.
Barovia is a dark plane. And all dark planes need a dark lord.
Well, my brother would love that. I know for sure. He'd be a better lord than Strahd. But I still don't like. I don't like it. I'm just say it right now. I don't like it.
In life, sometimes there's necessary evil. It's like there's necessary good. The light can't exist without the shadow.
In order to keep the balance, brother, we must be the balance.
Ah. So he just like, he's like, I'm done. I'm done with this conversation.
Soleil has such a big heart. Poor Soleil.
It's not what I want. Can't be.
We'll live a good life with Dr. Nikia.
We will resettle the land.
You about to have two, because she's gonna get Ezri. What's her name? Asiana.
You don't even know her
You
name, bro.
remember? Wow.
Yeah.
It's a false crush.
Got you that days. You don't remember?
One of them.
Like Nakia's just all like, yeah, I like Soleil, but we will be fine without.
He's just a sword.
Just a sword.
So, the Steel's two sides stand up and walk into one another and merge, and with that, they vanish from your presence. Doesn't mean necessarily she's gone, but she's no longer with you as you're holding your vigil. Are you guys going to continue to hold a vigil for Argynvost, or?
Yeah, I think so. Soleil would want to, unless the team is like, yo, we need to go fucking get to business.
Especially with the essence that he gave me, I think it's only right.
Yeah, Nakia's leaving.
I mean, y'all could definitely not like stand here, but unless y'all want us to, let's fucking go to Amber Temple right now, then like,
No.
yeah.
Like
No,
y'all,
I'd
you
stand
can
here.
you can do that, but Dr. Nikia will probably go and check on the soldiers, even with her injuries now, before she actually goes and I guess like does what she needs to do to fix herself up.
Yeah, I'd probably want to go hang out with my Wolfie bros. Move among the troops.
Ileana will actually try to talk to Godfrey for a second, and say, with the return of the skull, can we be counting on your order's assistance in going against Strahd?
You had our swords before the skull was returned, but now that it is, you have the whole castle of Argynvost behind you.
Very good, thank you. And then she would go to Etesian and say, once the group has reconvened, we should tell them what your sister has revealed to us.
I feel like anime moment, her head just pops up since it's only just you around. Pops out from under the cloak, just hi.
And she's still kind of like bashful. She's like hiding behind your shoulder.
I'd introduce her a lot more to Ileana.
Straight chibi moment. That's all I can imagine.
And Ileana, you can see, like, because she's still like got that drain condition. She's got that like the dark eyes. She's looking real tired. And
Okay, we're all exhausted anyway.
she looks at Rose and she says, "Good day, Rose. I'm sorry we did not have proper greetings. I hope to get to have a proper conversation sometime this evening, if you are willing, of course. I will not force it upon you. I hope you will be forgiving of my condition. It is, I fear, going to be with me for at least a while."
And Rose kind of like whispers into Estesian's ear. She's like, is it okay if I help her?
Of course.
You told me not to use my fire magic on anybody, unless it was important.
Well, you want to burn her already?
No, my fire heals people. It helps them.
Watch Fire Force, bro. God.
God. I mean, I'd probably, give her the nod. Yeah, go ahead.
She
Help a little connection on getting to know Ileana.
she plucks one of her red feathers and she brushes it across your cheek and under your eyes. And with that, she starts to heal your conditions.
Oh, interesting.
Almost like a lay on hands,
Almost.
Certainly.
Almost like Dr. Nakia could have done that for you if you weren't being such a baby.
Well, she wasn't taking any of that fucking beast blood.
That dirty beast blood.
This is just
Here's where we learn Ileana's kind of a racist.
It's a
I almost yelled, "That's racist!" and decided I wasn't gonna go there, but since you said it first.
Yikes. Oh boy. Now we know.
That's character development right there.
Yeah.
Admitting.
Didn't come to me until it was like, oh, she really does not want that beast blood. It's a little bit, I don't know about that, Ileana. Gonna get canceled for that shit.
It's all about her purity, dog.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, I didn't even think of that. Her purity, golly.
Yeah, so she so what is that? So does it completely take away the drain condition?
Yeah, it clears the drain condition.
Okay, yeah, so she oh, hold on.
Going the wrong way here.
Wrong way. There we go. So yeah, she the bags under her eyes kind of disappear. She feels a little bit lighter, a little bit better, and not as sick. She says, what manner of magic was this? This is I feel much better all of a sudden.
This is from the Stygian in my homeland. Us Tango are blessed with magical feathers. His are lightning, but he's lost his connection. Mine's fire, and of course Frost is... You met Frost.
If you do not mind, can we speak further tonight? I would like to write these things down. Your people, this is the first time I've come across the Tengu. This is fascinating to me. I would love to inquire more about it if you are willing.
And she kind of like whispers in the Stygian's ear again. She's like, I don't want her to write a book about me.
And you can see like Ileana's trying to hold it back. She's got those like big, like she's like a little too intense.
It's not a book. It's not a book. It's more of an interest. He takes an interest in things she doesn't understand fully. He's done it with everything in Barovia so far. I mean, if you could honestly ask her, okay, maybe you can read a little bit what she's wrote. Give her what she wants from you, and maybe you can read what she's written about other things in Barovia some more for us. I've seen most of it firsthand, so you got some catching up to do on things you probably haven't seen.
Yeah, the Order of the Feather, they don't trust people.
What do you mean they don't trust people? If they don't trust people, how are they supposed to help me and us?
You have to gain their trust.
I mean, but they don't trust anybody, though. We got to gain trust for them to trust. So what?
Yeah.
So are you saying Ileana needs to gain, or you need to gain Ileana's trust before you give her information?
Yeah. The Order of the Feather, they taught me to watch people. And see
I'll
what they
sit around
do.
with for a while. You saw the last fight. Stay on my back. Keep an eye out. If you don't feel safe talking to her later tonight, you can probably talk to her in the morning then.
I like to think they were like whisper yelling while Ileana's standing right there.
That's exactly it. Like
very
she's just over
awkwardly.
his shoulder, like whispering into his ear, and then like every day she'll cut her eyes towards you, and then she'll like whisper back in his ear.
Bit of one of those anime moments, I feel like.
if
Why
it
is
is
she just standing? Why is she standing there with her eyes so open?
if it is too much of an imposition, I can certainly wait.
Wait, you can hear us? Whoa!
I guess I have good hearing.
Like I said,
It's weird.
just Rose, just stick around, just watch, learn from us for a minute, and then when you're ready, you can tell Liliana.
She gives Rose another bow, and she said, "I was perhaps too hasty in my proposition. Please, if nothing else, at least let us have a simple conversation tonight to get to know each other. If nothing else, to open up relations. I will not impose or ask anything more."
And then she just kind of like nods her head, like, okay.
I feel like I'd get a lecture from Ileana though right now about like, so you have magical feathers and you haven't said anything?
They don't work right now. I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, they don't work right now. I don't want to talk about it.
No, she if you got shit that you are hiding, she's not gonna be upset about it. But if you want to talk about it, she'll definitely be very happy to indulge.
I probably would have like after Rose said that my ear would have probably perked up a minute. Like she just mentioned that, and I was like, oh crap, that's something I have not mentioned.
Yeah, and she would definitely bring it up later, as like around the campfire, and definitely ask about it. I like walking back with you back to the camp. She's like, so Sir Artesian, your feathers also have magical properties?
Well, they should. Ever since I've fallen, I mean, I don't understand how Frost got his unless with from the help from Strahd, and you heard what Rose said about getting hers back, so it's I don't know why I don't have a connection.
And she kind of like points towards one of your feathers and says, "If it is not too much trouble, may I pluck one?"
Whoa, you know how I feel about people just plucking my feathers?
Well, if you could perhaps pluck it yourself. I simply just wish to study one of your feathers and perhaps see if the reason for your loss of connection can be ascertained.
Who did I give a feather to in the past? I feel like I've given a feather once or twice already.
Have you? I don't remember.
I don't think you give it a feather either.
I feel like I've plucked one, but I'd probably go ahead and probably pluck one from like my right shoulder, since I'm a lefty anyways.
And
Rose is like shocked. She's on your shoulder. She's like gasped, like audibly, like, oh.
I trust her. I've been with them this far. They've helped me get to you so far. Trust them. They've helped me.
Such things cannot be rushed, Sir Artesian.
As I hand it to her, I'm like, you be careful with this. This is precious to me. My feathers.
Oh, of course. I did not realize they were so important to you.
Of course. If we were in more daylight, they'd shine more.
More daylight.
Back on Homeland, I mean, you could always see just the glistening of the lightnings through it.
You can see like the wheels are kind of turning in her head. And she says, give me some time. I think I may have an idea as to what can recharge your ability, but give it a moment.
Okay.
And then we'll flash cut to Lucia and her pack. And you see Bianca, she's very regal. Like, even though like she's in dusty furs and she doesn't look like she's had like a very hot meal in a while, she still looks real. She carries herself very well. She's almost floating amongst like the rest of the wolf folk. And you can see like they run up to her and they'll ask her a question and she'll gesture to one thing or another over here and over there. And like she's handling all the stuff logistically. You can tell like she's been the right hand for a minute. And then when you come up, she regards you by like leaning over your neck, and she like nuzzles at your neck for a little bit, and then leans back.
It's a good thing Soleil didn't see that. He'd be jelly.
Yo, I want some
So he
nuzzling.
sneezes.
And she's kind of like, forgive me, this is our custom, but
Where birds coming out?
We're doing a lot of anime drops. Somebody getting talked about. They're sneezing somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
I guess
like,
I would like attempt to do what she did back. It'd probably be like clumsy and dumb, but she would try. Like I'm trying to be integrated and not just come in and be like, "Hey, I said I'm your new leader." Like, no, I want to earn some of that respect too and pay homage to what they're doing.
Give me a perception with an advantage.
can I be flirty in that moment and just like show my neck to Asiana?
You're flirting with everything. Come on.
There's only 2 people I've been flirting with.
You can show her your neck.
Yeah. Like obviously I'm looking at her and just like, you know, like
You feel like a wetness. You feel like the wetness of the tip of her nose, and like you feel like
terrible.
a very deep inhale. Like she's getting a good whiff of you.
And damn.
That with advantage?
I didn't. I just hit the 1, so I rolled twice. My bad.
Are we ready?
Hey,
Hello.
look at my little god
Yeah,
baby.
what is-
She got a
oh,
big old
oh.
head like her daddy.
you got beautiful hair.
Bro, good thing she didn't hear that.
Actually does.
And
Both of
Lucia,
them
like,
have beautiful hair.
Who,
like with
Calvin?
the 20, with the 23 roll, like you're getting
Babies.
like pickups of the mongrel. Like you can smell the mongrel folk on her, and you realize like you wouldn't be able to do this before. Like your sense of smell is greatly enhanced. Like you can tell where she's been in like nearly the last week, and like the people that she's been in contact with, you kind of see like almost visions or illusions of what she's been through in the last week. And she kind of gives you the same thing, where she knows what you've been through in the past week and everything that you've been through, like since you guys have separated. And she's like, "You've been busy."
Seems you have been too.
Not as busy as you, but I'm working to achieve your goal.
And for that, I am grateful.
Now, we still need you to complete the rites. Have you been having night sweats?
Yes.
Have you been having the urge to hunt?
That was always there.
That's business.
This one is
Yeah, right.
This one is different.
Then that I am. No,
See it.
we've
had
had so
one-
much combat. Like she is
She
kind
had
of.
one night, right? Where
She had
we
one
had a
night.
trainer?
I don't know. I don't
the
remember.
Her and
The first time, her and Estesian only had the night sweats so far.
Right. I was like, I'm pretty sure we only had the night sweats, and like, yeah, but she's always been a little bloodthirsty. That's why she's a barbarian, not just a bard.
She's like, "No, when the hunt calls, you'll know."
I'll be waiting.
Have you already gotten the silver chains?
Yes.
And you remember what we discussed? If you
Yes.
give in to the hunt, then we will have to find you. I don't want to have to find you.
I don't want you to have to fight me either.
As long
But
as
my
it's
friends are
understood.
prepared to help me succeed as best I can in
You and
fighting
your-
down the urges.
You and your bird friend as well.
Oh my god.
Not yet. Uh, he asked if anybody died. I said, not yet.
Damn.
Damn.
We was close
Not
off
ever,
the.
bro.
Right, I was gonna say, oof, yeah. Just
We've had
hard
plenty
no.
of drops.
Or no.
Just a couple
soon?
dragons. Like,
How soon is the moon again? When is the next full moon? I
You guys
couldn't
are
remember.
looking at least 3 weeks at this point.
3 weeks.
So
Okay. So we'll have plenty of time to get to the Amber Temple and then back. I'm assuming, and that gives them time to train at least for those 3 weeks. Sorry, I'm out of character with this, but
No problem. So Bianca says, when the hunt gets to you in the second phase, you will need blood, but you cannot take blood or flesh. If your compatriots bring you something raw, a fresh kill, it will ease the burden of the change. So remember to stay sleeping with silvers and eat raw flesh. You might not be able to stomach it now, but you will in the future.
I'm sure I can trust my friends to
I don't have any
assist.
issue with raw fish.
we can definitely find something for her. Anything for our friend.
In the meantime, what are your orders?
In the meantime, I would like to see our group become a little more organized. I know that our friends here from Argynvold will be able to provide training so that when the time comes, we will not be disorganized in the fight against Strahd. I want to give us the best chance that we have, and we have to know how to work together.
These bears in their metal suits with their axes and spears and swords, they don't fight how we fight.
I don't think we all have to fight the same, necessarily. I know that we have our own pack tactics that have worked well in the past. But I do think we should know how to fight together and complement each other. Because in the end, I think we're going to need all the help we can get to free Barovia.
And there's still the matter of Zulika's mates. He's being held at Castle Strahd, a Ravenloft. Should we manage to free him, I think it would rally troops to our cause as well.
I know we have business at Ravenhold. So, if we manage to get that far, we can definitely look into freeing him as well.
Kind of nudging her like, we will get that far? Have faith, sister.
Faith and realism in equal doses. But I think one can do it. Yeah, that guy. Don't we have somebody else out of character looking for him too? Who else is looking for him?
Right behind me.
Like
She's looking for him for a different reason.
Yeah. The wolves want to tear him apart. Do I remember right?
I'm with the wolves.
I know that they were looking for him for different things, but it's like, wasn't there somebody else? And I'm glad you said she's right behind, so I don't have to like step in it. And I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna kill that fucker.
Because he basically saved Esmeralda, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and then but he was also the one that was a part of the kills. Was it just him? I can't remember. It was just him that killed the Techish, or was like a kill squad?
It was just him.
It was just him. Yeah. All because
But
they
it was
took
a
his
setup.
daughter or something. Yeah. So I guess it's getting to the point now to where it's been like a technically it's probably been like weeks because of the Feywild or whatever, the first world that we were in. So I guess it's one of those moments where it's like, should I forgive him? And then it's like the wolves hate him too for their own particular reason, and it's all like, it was a setup. He was doing his own thing, or he was doing his job, right? Somebody told him to go there.
Well, and weren't they hunting Von Richten on the orders of the last pack leader?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
That was one of the reasons we were wanting Lucia to become the new leader, was to basically stop the hunt for him.
Right. I wanted to kill him, but then
I think all I would say is that like Van Richten is still on our agenda.
Yeah, he's a sour note right now.
I'm not committing to like ending him, but I'm also not going to be like, hey, we're going to let him go. We're just, he's on the agenda. Yes.
Judgment pending.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. What time of day did we get back here?
It would have been 3, 4 in the afternoon, because remember you guys were leaving Merez like in the afternoon.
Right.
Mhm.
So I guess the next thing would be like, should we rest here for the rest of the day and head back out in the morning?
If it would make it easier, Soleil plans on like standing vigil overnight. So
I would say, yeah, I think it would be best
then
for
there we
us
go.
to stay here for, especially because all these people showed up for us. We probably should do the whole like mingle thing and
I would
whatever,
say, like,
and
a night or two.
not just show up for a few hours and then be like, and we're out again.
Right.
Yeah, because then that gives Etesian time with his sister,
Right.
potentially Ileana trying to get like notes.
Yes. Jotting things down.
Yeah,
Yeah, I figured you guys would want to do a bit of interacting with like all the characters here and kind of lay the lines for the future.
Dr. Nikea and Etesian can do all their crafting too.
Oh yeah, that'll be for later. I need to. There's other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying stay at least 2 nights though.
he's got more important things to do. You know what I'm saying?
Like flirting.
Oh, Nikea's in there. She's in.
So if we're kind of settling in for the rest of the day, like Ileana would actually want to start studying that feather, trying to like determine its properties and why it potentially wouldn't be reacting in Barovia. And her theory is that sunlight is needed in one way or another. Like he's basically solar powered is where her theory is coming in.
That is a very spot on theory.
So I guess I'd be curious with like the beam that's going up. Didn't that let some sun in a little bit? Or am I misremembering that?
Or like it's like sunlight style, isn't it?
Yeah, there's sunlight now for the first time in Barovia. Like there's a beam of light that's been shining down on.
I'm almost like,
Cast
just
Argon.
hold the feather in the beam and see.
That was legitimately what she was gonna do.
Yeah.
That's legitimate. What she was gonna do was actually go up to the beam and hold the feather up next to it.
Hey, buddy.
What happened?
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
William.
That smile, like, oh my god, how do you know my name?
Time for
We
bed,
had special guests all night, man. My son came over a couple times.
Yeah.
Everybody's been saying hi.
Yeah, so your theory is pretty spot on. I'm not even gonna hold you since you came to that conclusion very simply. Let's get that Arcana roll. You just take it upstairs, stick it into the beam, and see what happens thing, or
She doesn't stick it into the beam because she doesn't want to destroy it. She can feel real bad about that, but she'll stick it as close as she can, feels comfortable, to try to see if it reacts in any way.
No, 21 is still respectable. So you're kind of taking the feather and you're holding it a bit close, and like you see, and you kind of feel like, you know, when you stick your tongue on a 9-volt battery, how you kind of feel like that little charge of electricity. Like as you're getting closer to that beam of light, like you're feeling that charge of electricity.
Very interesting.
And before it just felt like you were holding a normal, you know, everyday feather.
She would actually
chuck
just
adhesion into the light.
why are you not getting ahead of me, man?
Sorry.
Damn it. That's exactly what I was gonna do.
My bad. It's just so exciting.
Let me talk to you for a minute.
Oh man.
Actually, she would actually put her hand in the beam to see if, like, is it like a ephemeral beam, or is it actually like physical, like daylight, basically? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a mix of both. Like you feel obviously like a radiance coming from it. It's not far off from the magic that you do. You understand?
Sure.
A lot of what you do is abjuration magic.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that deals with the sun always deals with like protection and light, and of course radiance.
Right.
So you're getting like a brilliant blend of the three in this beam of light that's coming down.
Okay.
Remember, this light hasn't shown in Barovia since you guys have been there, until you guys activated the beam.
Right. Well, I have to wait till Kyle gets back to do the part 2 of this little exchange. So,
all right.
We'll wait for him to get back.
Yeah. And I meant it. So for like my standing vigil overnight, I'm gonna give myself the fatigue condition.
Oh, you're not even gonna rest?
No, I'm gonna stay up the entire time. So basically, his thought is to, you know, stand vigil until when the sun would come up.
He's having a lot of deep thoughts too. You know it. He had that rough talk about
That's
his
what I was gonna
brother,
say.
and now
Like,
he's like,
what is on Soleil's mind while he's doing this visual? Because I'm pretty sure, you know, he's doing a lot of meditating, because you're not just gonna stand there.
Yeah,
and do
you're
nothing.
standing there for however many hours. Your mind's gonna wander a bit. I think originally, like the first couple hours, he's probably just like thinking of Argynvost and, like, you know, thinking of what type of person this was. It was a brother to his longtime mentor. Just sort of respecting, you know, its presence and like their life, and thinking about, you know, what like Soleil's thankful for in his life, which probably leads him to start thinking about his brother. And then that path kind of just leads to like what he was just told, which is basically, you know, at the end of this next few weeks, or however long it takes to take down Strahd, you know, he's gonna have to essentially say goodbye to his brother, and that's just fucking him up. Because like,
Oh, I can imagine.
you know, like Soleil probably still has a bit of trauma from sort of ending up abandoned and an orphan, you know? So it's like when he was able to latch on to his brother and kind of have that connection, is like, obviously him and his brother, it's the deepest connection that he has, probably deeper than like him and Saren Ray. Like Saren Ray is, you know, who he worships and would like to call her a friend if that's even a possible thing, but like, you know, blood is thicker than holy water, you know? So like, it's just, he would rather, you know, go against Saren Ray than go against his brother. So like doing all this and then having to leave his brother is just really like fucking him up.
And I was gonna say, you're standing vigil in this antechamber basically, and as you're standing there, like you're seeing visions of Argynvost kind of coming in and out of this antechamber. Like you don't know if these visions are like complete illusions or if this is something that you're imagining in your own mind. But like you see him come into this antechamber, he drops down to his knees and he prays, and you hear his prayers aloud, even though he's not saying anything. And that's one of the things that comes up in these prayers is he's talking about, there's actually a mistranslation of that quote that you just said earlier. The blood is thicker than water, right?
Mm-hmm.
The actual translation, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So when people say that, what they're really misunderstanding is that the found family, the bond there is stronger than the bond in blood.
Yeah.
So you feel this connection, of course, to your brother, and like you're wrestling with this idea, but like you see Argynvost has had a similar contemplation.
Seeing Argynvost here, I guess I don't know how I would try to discern this, but it makes me feel as if like me and Masquerade are sort of mirroring Vestiel and Argynvost, that one of them was shadow and the other was light. Is there any connection with that? Is that something that
I think you're picking up on the right keynotes here. Like you're definitely feeling that in your vibe. Like even though you're not vibe checking the place that you're in right now, like you just kind of have a natural knack for it at this point. You don't just turn it on and off. Like it's always there.
Yeah, and over the hours, it's just kind of poured into me.
Masquerade's about to be the Hokage. That's all I could think about. The shadow.
And then we'll flash cut to Masquerade. Are you standing vigil as well?
I am. I'm not standing though. I am completely in a trance, essentially, in meditation and deep meditation on Vestiel's words, on Argynvost, on my possible role, and essentially, like I am trying to like hone in as I've been preparing for this like my entire life. It isn't a revelation to me. It's something that has essentially been known and that I have been taking steps towards. I knew this would be my final destination. So at this point, I am almost like Strahd, trying to hone myself to the land.
And as you're there and you're in your meditations, you hear Strahd, and you kind of see him standing before you. You don't know if it's an illusion, and you don't know if it's real. But Strahd's looking down at you as you're sitting there meditating. And he's like, you think you're worthy of the land? You think that it's easy to do what I do? To hold all these people under my thumb? To control them? To move them like pieces on a board? This isn't a task for you. You don't have the mind for it. You might have the muscle. But anyone can instill fear. What do you have to offer the land of Barovia?
Where my body is strong, my mind is stronger. You rule through muscle, through fear, and through will. But do you really? So you lack the strength to let those people, to let those animals, to let the sky be itself. You rule as Strahd instead of letting the land rule itself. If you truly knew what it meant to be a leader, you would understand the cycle of life and cycle of death. As you put a pause on what the universe is meant to be, think of me as the live recording. The world will run as it's meant to be.
You
Where
think
there is light, there is dark. And I will show you what the shadow is supposed to be.
you think it's that deep? Just come here on a whim. I've been doing this for eons, for centuries, for millennia. Thousands, millions, billions of people have come and tried to take that. They have all failed.
I'm sure they have. And they came with their selfish motivations, as they came on their own to achieve the impossible. I recognize your strength. I recognize your power. I am no fool. I see that you are the land. You are the air. You are all that is Barovia. But just like the light has now shined through, you are weakening. What I know better than they do is that there must be light and dark. And as they've tried to just bring the light, I have also brought the dark.
Oh, that's a dope line. Take an inspiration point. Save it for later because I don't think we're actually going to do any rolling. But save that because that was a dope line. We will see. But you're still coming to dinner.
Famished.
Every king must have a feast.
And Strahd turns and he walks through the wall out of the building. And again, you don't know if it was an illusion. You don't know if he was really there. But you felt the presence as you're doing your meditations. And we'll flash cut over to Dr. Darkia.
Oh, flirting?
I guess we'll have a lighthearted moment. That was real heavy.
Like, I honestly feel like it's one of those moments to where, like, I grab Asiana, we go off into the wagon, and like she's helping me like with my bandages and stuff, just being sweet about it. You know we fought a witch today. Oh, it's very tough.
And Darkia tells you, she's like, I smelt it on you. I like the smell of blood.
Oh, do you?
It makes a nice perfume.
That is very interesting. Oh, but this bruise here, it hurts so much. My grandmother used to kiss it to make it feel better. Right here.
And she like licked the dog with like.
Oh, and then this one here. And that's pretty much her night. I'm gonna keep it PG enough. But we know where it's going. Kids. Yeah, we know where it's going. Yeah. And it fades from there with like the lighthearted medicine throughout the night.
And Lucia, we'll flash cut over to you and Bianca. Bianca's been kind of sitting with you and explaining the phases of transformation and like how she got through it. That's not necessarily the way it's going to work for you. But she strike a chord with you when she says, you need to find a focus. What is it that drives you?
When I first got here, my drive simply was to collect stories, that I could go home to my people and take my place as their story weaver. But the more I have sat here and struggled against these imperceptible walls that are Barovia, it seems, I find that my drive more is to help the people that have been trapped here. Their stories cry out to escape these invisible walls and be told. And that's what really drives me and helps me focus as my companions and I work toward that goal.
When you're in the fourth phase and you see first full moon, I want you to remember what drives you. Because the fourth phase is the most difficult. And in the fourth phase is where the weak people lose their minds.
Classic
succumb.
Dark Souls. Sorry.
I am not weak.
Nerd.
That's all I could think of. I was like, oh, it's a phase boss. Okay.
I didn't think you were. When Kiro gave you his bites, I think he saw it in you as well. And remember, I was his mate.
I have not forgotten. And you are very wise, and I appreciate all the advice that you have shared with me. And I will endeavor to put it to good use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying
That was just made.
I'm sorry, I have to go, Kibo. I got this bruise and it hurts right here.
Do the same thing. Be
Want to wrestle me again and make it feel better.
Yeah. It's snuggly wuggly all night.
All right, we got Kyle back.
Oh,
back.
awesome.
Look.
So yeah, Ileana would actually come. You'd see her kind of like half running out of the castle to find Artesian, and she would say, "Sir Artesian, with me. Come, please. I need you. Follow me."
With me.
Somebody's getting snuggly wugglies.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't getting snuggled, bro.
Yeah.
Gonna be in for a dark surprise.
Here comes the leather strap.
So she leads you back up to the castle, to where the sunlight beam is coming out of. She says, "Observe," and puts your feather right next to it, and you see the lightning kind of start to crackle and form. And she says, "You are powered by the sun. I suspect if you stand near or perhaps in the beam of light, you would get
You see how
all
excited you
And
you would
I was scared.
perhaps receive all of your lightning abilities." No time to waste. We should test it.
She's so excited.
Dude, do you got an actual feather in your hand?
stand in the beam of light. Is what-
And remember, Rose is under your cloak, and she's kind of like, she's scared.
Can you at least put the feather in there and see what happens to the whole feather?
Oh, I have your permission to do so?
Oh, you want me to stand into it without knowing what it will do to my feather? If you put it in, put it in.
I didn't want to destroy it potentially, but let us see. And she just thrusts her hand in there with the feather.
And when you thrust your hand in there with the feather, like, you know, when you're shuffling your feet across the carpet and then like you touch somebody and you get zapped, like you literally get zapped, like, oh shit.
She goes, oh my. Yes, I believe you would be, pulls it eye. I imagine it's like crackling, got the little sparks flying out a little bit, and very like triumphant. She says, the feather is still intact.
Now remember, that one feather gave you a little zap. So he takes all his feathers in there. I don't know what happened.
Stick all the feathers in there. What's gonna happen?
Listen, at the very least, stand near the beam. You will find we will see what happens at least firsthand if you are recharged at least a little bit. And if that is not enough charge, you can then perhaps step inside the beam.
Slash get pushed.
Ileana, the total salesman.
Gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Gravitational.
I will walk with you. Boom.
You'll get damn near killed you, but you got the charge you wanted.
Yeah.
Yes.
You about to Strahd Tensei him into the light.
Right.
Could probably go ahead and take my cloak off, have Rose get down, give her the cloak if she doesn't want to show herself.
Yeah,
And
and she literally like wraps the cloak because she doesn't want anybody to see her featherless behind.
I'm sorry. It's still funny.
Since no one's seen her yet, that is true.
We've seen her.
Poor girl.
But yeah, I guess I'll stand next to it for a few seconds and see what happens.
So as next to the beam of light, like you feel small like surges of energy in your. There's a very familiar feeling that you've had before, and I was explaining to D earlier, like you remember how you stick your tongue on a 9-volt battery and then get that tingle, like you get that tingle
to see if they work.
It's a good way I work it, but I like it. Makes my feelings feel weird.
You're hurting my safety soul right now. Like, just don't lick batteries, guys.
It's bad too because you're.
I was sitting there like, man, did everybody lick batteries or what? Like,
I think everybody's done it as a child. Like, oh. So you get that feeling in every one of your feathers, right? And you feel a charge. You want to try to release some of that lightning.
You know what? We're going in. We're going all in. I probably smell the ocean. Probably like in my head, I'm visualizing, flying over the ocean of my homeland. Back then, with the shirt off and everything, just the crackling of the feathers, and I can just feel it, like even kind of pulling me into the light itself.
Oh, and Eliana's just jotting down everything she's saying.
Eliana's about to see a giant.
Awesome feeling right there, Kyle. Good shit.
So what does that look like for Estesian?
What do you mean? Like, is it accepting me in?
Yeah, you're being accepted.
Oh, I mean, at this point, I guess. I mean, probably for a second, it'd probably hurt because it's been a while since I've had that lightning surge through me. And at that moment, like I can feel it finally, the lightning itself finally reaching my heart and just the heartbeat just bumping a little bit faster. And it's just like, and then it just walk back out, and then you just see the crackling of the lightning. What was black feathers now have a very shiny blue tint behind it too, as the lightning crackles through them all.
Super Saiyan Blue Etesian. Let's go!
I was about to say, did he just go SSJ Blue?
Yo, he did!
The blue, it's still black, but you get like...
Oh yeah, we get it.
If you
Blue
play
sheen.
Destiny 2 ever, they have a skin that, it's black, but it's got like blue specks through it too.
Oh, sick, nasty, bro.
I like
This
what
is
that said.
this is fascinating. This is quite fascinating.
John.
I wonder how long a charge lasts, you know? Like how often we have to come back here to beam.
Right?
Travis keeps getting
Oh.
ahead of me, man. He keeps
Sorry.
we're on the same wavelength. He's on that vibe.
No,
That same vibe.
that would honestly probably be something I need to ask Ileana. You know, like how long would this last? You know,
Yeah, that's
there's no sunlight in the rest of Barovia. You know, like
Wait,
That's not
Charles,
true.
you.
That's not true, because Nikea can create bottled sunlight. The question is,
that's true.
does it have to be this one, or can it be artificially made through alchemy? Can you use that sunlight as well?
Well, going by what by Etesian asking Ileana in the room, she would have said, to be quite honest, I would be asking you the same thing. How long would your charges last through the night beforehand, when before you came to Barovia?
I mean, when we left my lands, it was just dusk, and when we hovered above Barovia, it was nighttime here. When I got struck down, so I mean, that was the only time I've ever been out like on a nightly fly too. So flying also affects the lightning.
Could I do an Arcana check to maybe make an estimate as to how long it would last?
I mean, I'd probably help you out. Even I'd probably give you a feather that's like already, you know, fully crackling, even though you already have one. But give you one that like has been fully charged to the max for me stepping in, pluck it off,
Sure.
and hand it to you.
And Rose is shocked again.
Another one?
Who is this lady? He keeps giving all these feathers.
You know you're not supposed to do that.
But could I do an Arcana check to maybe try and make an estimate on that, Levi?
Oh yeah, please do.
Here we go.
Give me the rolls.
Can I make an argument for advantage since he
Nice.
has like
30.
he's good.
I was gonna say that's a solid argument actually.
Want me to do with the fortune?
Let's get a
Roll
crit.
another one.
Yeah, give me fortune.
Critical it.
Do one more.
We haven't had one in
We got-
forever. Dang it.
Advantage.
Oh dang!
No,
No.
30 is still solid.
30 is
Yeah.
awesome. Let's not be greedy, you guys.
Oh no, he's got to go to put my son to bed. Oh, we're getting
I'm
the
gonna give him the story.
Oh no.
Let's say like between the dead feather that you already had with no charge in it, and the one that was like on a full charge, you'd estimate it's like 3 days before he has to
Oh, wow.
recharge.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, she would relay that to him. And then kind of like mused to herself, I'll have to speak with Dr. Nakia about testing this with her bottles of daylight to see if there are possible way to recharge it with that. And you know, I assume we won't be able to get back to Kyle before we're done. So she's just like kind of walking out, muttering to herself, just kind of leaving them behind.
And I was gonna say like I will remind you that
Make
light,
my
that beam of light that you felt, you know what I'm saying, it's an amalgam, it's a mix. And
Right.
you're not quite sure of 100% of like what the mix of the magics are, but there's abjuration there. You know what I'm saying? There's radiance there.
Mhm.
There's light there. And you feel all three of them. You just don't know what the
Like what the mix
percentage
is.
is.
The golden ratio.
Yeah.
So
You don't have the
she's just
ratio.
going over. She's definitely just like going over stuff in her mind, like how can we potentially, keep recharging them if
A
we're not
mirror
near
Zeppelin.
the beam. Or perhaps he could be bursted with a shot of radiance from Soleil. She's just going in her head about what could be done. She's just very intrigued by it.
The possibilities.
The possibilities are not endless, but certainly interesting.
Just the inner Nikea or Ileana talking to the outer, just like
Yeah.
having a full-on conversation while looking at notes and talking. People are just all like watching her walk by, like, oh god.
She's
She's
just talking to
focused.
herself.
Yeah. I will tell you, when you get to the wagon, there will be a do not disturb sign.
You've never seen a more disappointed face.
Ileana's like, oh, I can't wait to talk to Dr. Ikea. Wait, why is the wagon squeaking?
Like, no, of all the times. Of all the times.
No.
I have real scientific research we need to talk about. You're busy dilly-dallying.
Like, you are busy. I don't. So Leia's doing some sort of vigilance. This is not the time.
Vigilance.
It's not the time.
Mystery experiment.
It's funny because like Ileana's not necessarily like a religious type too, where she's just over there doing the vigilance.
Definitely more like arcanist, scholarly minded. So it's like that's getting in the way. Your religion's getting in the way.
Getting in the way of
I need
progress.
science.
Right. Religion's getting in the way. Her physical dilly-dallying is getting in the way.
Don't you understand how important this work is?
The academia of the night is being wasted. To be continued.
She got like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast and can't do anything with it.
Legit.
Oh man.
That's pretty much all I had on the doc, like all the little story beats that I wanted to get through. Unless there was something else you guys had
You were in your
want
bag.
to add for your character.
Bro, that was fun.
That was a good
You know
RP
what?
session.
I was thinking to myself, like, we need a just full on RP session because we just been trudging through combat for like the past like 5 games. I was like,
Yeah, we need
this
a
is
good
getting
RP.
exhausting.
We need a solid RP session. That was it for sure, man.
Bless you, Maggie.
Thank you.
D was definitely in his bag, bro. Some one-liners in there. I was like, ooh, shit.
That was knocking him out.
I liked Cal's speech.
Oh, we all did.
Kyle always brings the speeches, man.
I try to be as cool as him, and I'm just not. So I'll
Made the
continue
perfect
to
character
learn.
for it too. Jeez.
I like when he gets all low and raspy and shit. Well, this is where we're gonna go.
That man voice.
Giving me strong Taken vibes right there.
I don't know who you are. All I know,
You're going
I had
down.
skills.
Good stuff, you guys.
I'm glad you picked up on Vandal. I was trying to give like a Vandal Savage, like
I was definitely feeling it with him after the way you're making his character play out. I was like, he's reminding me of somebody. Because Vandal Savage is one of those type of people. He's all like, the world needs to be in a fixed kind of place, and then like he's created so many different like cultures and kingdoms and things of that nature. And he's never been like the typical person to where he's like does things to just be evil. And the way that you're definitely trying to play Strahd, I was like, man, and you keep telling us he's not a bad guy. He's not, but he's doing things in a way that doesn't seem to fit. And it's one of those things to where it's all like, I'm pretty sure like Nikea or either Nikea or Ileana, probably more Ileana, will probably dig into like Strahd's history if he has like a journal or something like that to see where his like villainy kind of like changed. If he was like a kingdom like eons ago, like he said, how was he then, and like what turned him into this type of particular person now?
Well, it's definitely one of Ileana's motivations for the Amber Temple, because that vision she got from Nethys kind of gave her the like, if you want to figure out what Strahd's deal is, you know, or what the deal is of Barovia in general, you got to go
right.
there.
And that's interesting. But we all know Nikea's whole thing. She's about to John Wick his ass throughout the whole thing. Like that's her job right now. She's trying to get the feel goods out before she has to get serious. So
Gotta YOLO it, man.
yeah, let her be. She, you know, she's probably about to turn her into a Tekesh at the end of this season.
I really like Lucia's growth too, where she was like, I came here so I could tell my own stories, but you guys have all these stories that'll never leave Barovia if I don't get it's lost in the invisible wall. I was like,
Yo,
oh, that's dope.
just think of that too. Think of like we take out Strahd, Barovia is open, and then Lucia goes home with her wolf pack.
I was just gonna ask, like, I mean,
Wild.
you know, I guess it's up to interpretation, and I'm not sure we really play it out much after Strahd's done. But it is interesting to think about, like, Lucy and her pack, what would they do? Like, are they now nomads? Do they wander around? Do you go back home? Do you stay here since this is their home and you're now kind of their leader? Like, there's some interesting things to look at with that for sure.
I will tell you this: if Nikia survives, she actually probably will stay with Lucia. Just so you know, Maggie.
Nah, man,
She would always be
Strahd's
welcome.
taking you as his wife.
New Strahd. Oh,
That's great.
he about to have two of them.
Strahd.
Yeah,
Strahd 2.0.
he about to have Nikia and Asiana. We about to just have a wolf army then, I guess. That'd be
Hey,
wild too.
Wolf Dragon Army.
Wolf Dragon army with werebears too.
Well, werebears, a were army, if you will.
Yeah, a were army, a lycanthropin army. Wild. Solid work, you guys. Y'all RP is coming up, and again, Kyle, like you giving us that like that sensory thing of like right when you feel the sun. That was awesome, dude. That was pretty sweet. Yeah, that was good, man. I like it when we tap into those moments, man. Those to me are like the best moments, just to watch y'all get into those feelings of your character. Love them to death.
Yeah, I've
Good
been loving.
shit.
Honestly, I've been loving the videos, man. The cameras, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's been then.
Like,
It is.
The RP is so much. You can just pick it up so much more because you can make like subtle reactions or faces or whatever, right? So it's like when you're actually trying to RP out what you're doing, it definitely delivers the message so much more than just audio. For sure.
It's almost like somebody's been trying to tell people that
Bro,
for so
I
long.
mean,
I don't
hey,
know
man.
who it was. I don't know who it was.
Hey, I feel like we just got to some solid enough internet to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we haven't tried. It's just that it didn't work.
Yeah, no, I feel like somebody from the party has been saying that for a while.
I'm pointing,
man.
I'm pointing to them right now in Discord. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know
Let's
that
all
guy.
just point. Let's all point to him so he feels like.
Yeah, that's a
Beautiful,
handsome, cute guy right there. But you know, that was funny too. Like Dimitri was all like,
Yeah,
like his eyes
that's
literally
right.
popped.
That's exactly the moment I was thinking about from this session. That it's like that just comes across so much more. Like obviously you can hear it in someone's voice, but like
Yeah.
you know, it is nice to fucking see it, and it's like sick.
Absolutely. I mean, I've always said I go kind of nutty when we were off camera, so it's nice to be on camera and
Yeah, for sure.
show the crazy eyes.
I'm ready. I'm having fun with them here, but I cannot even like tell you how excited I would be for SDA because like playing Minji, I would be all over the place and like doing things. And you guys can see me now, being like I'm like this. Kill him.
See that
Whatever we're saying.
dog being half cocked most of the time.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to get drunk on stream for that.
No, you're not.
It's gonna be the method acting.
Right. Okay, Shia LaBeouf, simmer down.
Just do it.
Dude, I love that, man.
Who doesn't? Even though he's going nuts lately.
I mean,
I
But
was
yeah,
gonna say,
I thought he was back on the right. I thought he was back on the
Your
right track
items-
the past couple years.
your items are all tier 4 at this point.
tier
Are
4,
they tier
I
4?
don't think so.
You're at tier 3. That's where
Yeah,
we were.
tier 4 gives me some abilities, I think.
yeah, tier 4 changes my game.
I think tier
Happy
4 gives everybody
birthday to
ability.
me.
Abilities.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday
I was gonna
to
say
me.
tier 4 happy birthday.
Woo!
See, this is
Boom, boom.
Is tier 4 the highest, or does it go to 5?
It's tier 5.
Tier 5.
I don't even have access to mine. I still gotta build mine.
So are we legit tier 4 with tier 4 abilities?
I think so.
I'll send you the what that is, and you can be like yes or no.
It's changed
Actually, I
over
think I
the
already
days.
have it.
Everybody else, tier
we,
4,
we
Soleil,
talked about
tier
we
3.
talked about the Wings of the Dragon for a while.
Yeah, it's all that. Some of the stuff's reduced, like the speed is reduced, but it's essentially the same as the draconic wings from, I think, the sorcerer.
Oh, exciting news! I forgot to tell you guys. When we leveled up last time, I was able to learn 2 new formulas, and one of them was Silver Sheen, which allows me to like coat silver weapons or ammunition. And then there's another one where it's like does the same thing, but it's cold iron.
Okay.
Come here,
So I
Lucia.
was- I had to make sure because I was like, we keep fighting
Sounds like
these
all the stuff you
particular,
need.
yeah, we keep fighting particular ones. So it's like those. I got bottle sunlight. Now the next thing is probably I'm gonna need something for ghosts, which actually I do. I think I do have that. And if I remember, when you were playing like the Dampier D, like you had to have like elixirs of unlife, right?
They don't.
To drink-
That
It
didn't,
was
that didn't
harm,
technically
right?
exist. We just. I think
Or
we
was that
just did
something
a.
we created?
Yeah, we did that custom because there's not any actual like harm potion. So yeah, we just made it up.
How
It
does
just
that
used,
not
the-
exist though? Like
I don't know.
even outside of the healing the undead, it would be sick to have a harm potion to harm the living.
Right.
Yeah, because like
I don't know.
elixir
You
of
know?
life, you would think that would be the heal part,
Mhm.
and then you have an elixir of unlife, which would be the harm part.
Does the
You'd think
elixir of life damage undead?
no,
Interesting.
but I guess one of the things, because I've been thinking about it, is like there has to be something that like Nikea can make to where like when she does create her like thrower, her chemical thrower, when she loads it up, she doesn't want to heal anybody else. If we're fighting like undead, if we're fighting Strahd, she doesn't want to light that up, put it in a cone, and then heal you guys plus them. She wants to have like a particular chemical compound that only heals you guys and then potentially could harm them as well. So kind of like a heal spell, but in an alchemy bomb kind of
So basically
thing.
a 3-action heal burst, but in a bomb form.
Yeah, because like I don't you guys haven't seen it, but like it's originally considered the alchemical flamethrower, but she's making an attachment to her regalios, which will allow her to like use it, but with any bomb or elixir. And then so like the tiers increase, and then also the tiers increase the type of damage or the type of healing that it'll do, and it'll also change it from like a line to a spread to a drop to like an explosion kind of thing as well. So I guess that's gonna be something that she'll have to make, because like right now, like the more we're leveling up, the different type of monsters that we're facing, she's actively creating formulas to combat those things every time we go out of the damn door to make sure that we're all safe in different ways. But if we can make an elixir of heal, that would change the game, because then she could legitimately stay back in a fight. Because I'm worried that when we get to Strahd, like he'll have his vampires, his queens and stuff, but then he'll have like undead or something. That's like her thought going through her mind and stuff like that. But
Pretty reasonable expectation, I'd say.
yeah,
So tier 4 for Macer is.
Wait, is it Macer or
Unity to-
Masquerade, bro?
how many times we gotta go
You
through
can't be
this?
changing it.
Because Masquerade sounds like you're massacring people.
He
That's
said
what
it was
we-
either or. He said
He
either
did.
or.
I answered a vote.
Listen, I'm not the DM. He does what he wants.
I'm just
I like
along
that
for the
ruling. I
ride.
like that ruling.
Tier 4 for me is immunity to fire and +2 to saves.
Dang.
Mine is
That immunity fire is going to be clutch.
Is it only when you're raging or all the time?
all the time. I mean, we can adapt to raging, so like I gain immunity when I transform into my were form. I think that's fair.
I'm not trying to
Feel
nerf
like
you. I was just curious.
feel like I underbaked Ileana stuff, man. Mine's just protective ward starts at 15 feet. That's it.
I thought there was
Oh,
other
let's
things.
not protective ward at 15 feet ain't a whole lot, bro.
Wait, what happened to like all the?
Let's not underestimate that.
What happened
It's
to
just
the
plus
theory
1 AC.
crafting?
It's good, but it ain't that good.
What happened to the theory crafting of the ward doing like elemental resistances? Was that not a thing anymore?
I'll be honest, bro. I forgot.
Okay.
And I thought we were talking about your gravitational pull too, because that's like to me it's like a key Ileana move, and not just the gravitational pull, but
Signature
also
spell.
the yeah, it's definitely a signature spell. But like
It's so weird that became like her spell.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that.
Well, I mean,
it's
it's
been coming in
definitely
clutch for it.
it's definitely the ward first, but then right behind that is the pull.
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that reaction. We got to add something to that reaction to make it a little more juicy.
I'm
uh,
almost positive we were talking about having the ward do some sort of like either elemental resistance type shit or just like some sort of damage reduction. But
Oh, you know what it was? It was because when I first used energy absorption, and Mo
We
thought
were
it
saying
was.
it would be cool if it worked for somebody else besides you.
Yeah, that's what it was. I think that's. I mean, it's super strong though. That's very strong.
I mean,
want y'all
it's
to feel
strong, but it's also like
I guess balanced by the focus
it's
points.
balanced by the focus points and the reaction. You only get one reaction. You can't use your glimpse of redemption after you do this. You know, it's like you only
guess
get to
that's
do
fair.
one of these per round.
Right.
Look at that, and then look at protector tree, bro.
Yeah, protective tree, which is
Everything compared
still
to
better than
protector
that.
tree is like that seems fine. And protector tree is like level 1. You know, we're level 8. So
yeah. Dungeons and Dragons level like 10 to 15 is like world shaping and world changing stuff.
Yeah, you're
So
like on your way to demigodhood at that point.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep that in preference. You're just dealing with the land of Barovia, I like the whole world. So
It's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind if you're fine with it. I would throw that onto either to however many people you feel is you're comfortable with that affecting as a reaction.
You could balance it all different types of ways too. Like instead of it being 15 for it's 10 or whatever, right? And it's like for one other person or it's all these people or whatever, right? You can kind of balance it however you think is fair or interesting. But
Yeah, like I would actually even say maybe take away the protective ward begins at 15 feet and then slot in energy absorption. Could be affect however many people. You know, I don't know how many you would be fine with.
because then you still have to deal with like the slow buildup of the
protective
defense,
ward.
but then it's like if someone is in the ward, then you can also use this on them or something like that, you know. So like if they're
What I'm-
outside of your protection, you can't do this for them. It could just be literally everyone in your ward, like it's a fucking bubble shield.
that's kind of what's in my head is like the closer you're standing to Ileana, the better the absorption is. So like if you're standing directly next to her in that 5-foot space, it's 15 resistance, right? And then the further you get out, it's like 10 resistance
10
and then
and
5
5,
resistance.
So reduce by 5, however many feet you are away from her.
Yeah,
I think that would be. I think that would work.
that's kind of head, but it feels like too many steps.
I don't think that's too bad. I think that's pretty reasonable.
I don't want it like we're in the middle of a fight. We're like, how much absorption energy did I get? 5, 10, 15.
Bro, we
I
gotta
think,
do
like,
that with so much shit anyway. Like,
I think like to a minimum, like keep it to a minimum of 5. You know,
Yeah.
and there you go. Like
You
forever,
don't want to get too punchy with it.
you're 15 or so feet out, you only get 5 resistance. If you're right up on her, you get the full gambit.
Yeah,
I think
Dang,
that's
my
if you
tier.
stand in that
Peace out,
immediate
Calvin.
5-foot space.
yeah. I'll slot that in.
He
Then.
saluted. None of us were paying attention.
Oh, that got
Yeah.
to drop.
I said, I'm gonna have to go too. My parents have been trying to call me for my birthday, and I've been ignoring them. So.
Oh no! Oh no!
What do we say
Oh,
about the
no.
coven? Coven is thicker than blood. Don't tell them that. Don't tell them
Coven
that.
is thicker than the water in the womb.
But so y'all keep talking nerdy details, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right, bye-bye
Yeah.
now.
Peace out.
Levi, happy birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Okay.
Levi, I just realized that I might not need to, but I kind of still want to make a mod that or a bomb that does it. But I just realized that my spray mod actually does have it at tier 5, where I can choose targets of my thrower. So that's tier 5 though. So I think what I cause yeah, like listening to y'all's are pretty cool for like epic stuff. I like the way it's set up, but I was wondering if we can modify like particular like bombs or elixirs, because like with this one, if you look at it, like obviously alchemist fire, if I'm using the flamethrower, it'll do persistent damage based off of this. I'm wondering if we can also customize it with like certain elixirs, like healing elixirs. There'll be like a instead of persistent damage, kind of like a regen, you know, for a certain period of time or something like that, which would be kind of cool, like based off of the level of elixir. Well, it won't be a lot, it'll still be based, I think it should be kind of like based off of how the lesser the moderate, the greater and the major is based off of the flamethrower. But I thought it'd be kind of cool, something like that. But I personally like my mod. I think it's cool.
I like how it's building up to it too. And right now, you only got to do that last test, which I thought we were going to get into tonight, but you got a little distracted. I don't know.
She's missed her. She's missed her a lot. And to be fair, like I was gonna be like, yeah, like there's a certain point in the time of the night where Nikia, she still has to go and do it. Like she'll go into like her little workshop in the wagon while she's sleeping, and then she'll just like tinker and stuff to get her last check and everything. And then she'll wake up and then bother her and be like, all right, well, one more time, and then go back to sleep afterwards.
I think it's so funny. Like I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm just like, man, you do a lot of fucking in this game. And then I was thinking to myself, like, well, it's like the end of the world. These people that you're in like a friggin' Stockholm syndrome type thing, like literally you're the only people I see every day. Of course, like things are gonna get close, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
absolutely.
the fact that like at any given moment I can turn into a squid face monster. Like I'm gonna live it up.
Yeah, you
when
absolutely
like
live it
death
up.
is, you know, a risk every fucking day. Yeah, I think you kind of would just, whenever you could
makes
have some
sense.
sort of joy, then you just do it, right? Like, yeah.
It's like the one game I feel that that kind of rampant sexuality makes a lot of sense in, because you're just on the brink of death every moment.
Yeah.
That, and I'm
You're
pretty
just
sure like the gods in Pathfinder, because like Saren Ray, she's like free loving. Like there's a thing where they're like, I forgot what they're called, but it's like 3 of the different goddesses. They're called the Prism something, and Saren Ray, the other one of Art, and then there's like one other one. They actually become like in a relationship. if you read some of the lore behind it.
Lore behind it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh shit.
I mean, more than half of them were human.
Yeah, especially her. Like she started off that way.
Like more than half of them ascended. So like most of the gods in Pathfinder are ascended. There's like very few like just like born as a god deities,
which is kind of cool. I think it's pretty sweet. So, and I personally see that for these characters, for us in Barovia, it's like, man, we could die anytime.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, Levi, do you remember talking about my flight shit and it being like essentially dropping firewall in my trail? Did we yes that, or is
Yeah,
that...
we did have that discussion. I don't think it's a problem.
Okay.
I'm out, guys. It's 10:30.
Copy that,
Yeah,
sir.
I gotta go.
Peace
Yeah,
out,
Because
bro.
I gotta go. Night,
you
y'all.
remember, all right, peace. I mean, you remember how Frost's attack worked, and I think we discussed it too. Like, Frost just kind of goes, he leaves the icicles behind, and like, studying basically everybody you've been fighting. And
Yeah.
every time you fight somebody, you learn a little bit something from them,
Right.
almost like Mega Man. And you're like, well, I want to kind of do the same thing he does with ice, fire,
Right.
flaming wings. I'm gonna make it happen.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Because I just remember, like, aesthetically, I was picturing them as, like, initially just kind of like fiery wings, and then we were just kind of riffed off that, but I didn't put that yet in, like, my write-up of my shit, and then I just remembered, I was like, wait, did we actually okay that, or was that just... I didn't want to, like,
Just in my mind palace.
Right, yeah, I was just like, no, yeah, I'm dropping firewalls behind me. I think it was like...
Definitely remember the conversation, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to try to remember to look at this a bit more, cuz like how it's originally written up, it's just like a duration, but if I'm like actually dropping firewalls behind it, I think there probably needs to be a bit more rules behind it, besides just like, you know, if I was to basically just go in a fucking circle where I'm like, ha, you're surrounded by fire. You know, and it's like, I think that there's probably something where it's like, if you're going to leave a firewall, you have to use your entire like movement speed in a straight line or something like that. And like, I could probably maneuver like this, but it's not gonna drop a firewall, you know? I think that just because I think literally if I'm fighting someone and I'm like, all right, for one of my actions, I'm going to encircle them in flame, it just seems kind of definitely abusable in like fights, you know? Like, I want it to present interesting like tactical choices, but I don't want it to be like something that's, well, really just like a huge fucking pain in the ass for the DM. You know?
Yeah, right. It's one of those things where, like, on paper it looks a certain way, and then what in actuality, when we actually execute, it's going to look a different way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're using a whole 3 actions to surround one dude with fire, I feel like that's justified. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, and that's kind of where I'm like, in my head, how I'm picturing it is like, all right, if I'm using all my fuel, my juice, my fire to go, it takes that entire, like, I really have to be pushing it for it to lay down a wall of fire. Like, if I'm just using it to maneuver, it's not pumping out all the fire, you know, so it's not laying anything. So in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm really pushing it. So for that, like, I'm going straight, I'm doing a straight line. Basically, it's the same as like casting a wall of fire, right? Like, when you cast it, I guess you can do a circle, but really it's like you lay it out in a straight line. So it's like, all right, I'm going to go a straight line for 45 or whatever it is, and then I can maneuver after that. But I am doing that entire line to be able to put down fire. Is sort of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that, like, if you encircle one dude with all your actions is one thing, but like if you zigzag and all around the place like this, and you're like, I want my wall to look like this.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's fucking lot.
I mean, I guess we
like,
could
encircle one guy, cool, I can deal with it.
We could look
Straight
at it
line,
like,
cool, I can deal with it. But it's like when you just zigzag it all around the fucking map, and then like we gotta draw the lines.
100%. I mean, we could look at it literally like how Firewall does in all the walls. I guess it's like you could put it on a circle, or you could do it in a line, and it's like that's your choice, you know. But
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable. Yeah.
Do you want? So if I am going to lay a firewall, do you want that turn to be like? Do you want that action to be a 3 action to be able to put down fire, or would I be able to do, say, like a 45-foot wall in 1 action or 2 action or whatever, or do you want that to be like 3? like a wall of fire cast.
Well, I think you're
Actually,
going
is
to
wall of
get your
fire
movement.
3?
You're going to get your movement. You're going to wall of fire, and that's basically it, right?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, so like, I activate my wings, and they're up, and then so like, if I put, yeah, I think that makes sense. I think if I just put down like a wall for this 45-foot line or whatever, that would be like 3 actions. And like if I put a circle around,
3 actions.
right? Exactly. Yeah, I think that makes most sense.
So I mean, all we're really doing is giving you 1 free movement on top of the wall of fire.
Well, that and like base, and I guess there's this too. Like, how frequently would I be able to use this Wings of Dragon power? Like, is it a daily essentially, or?
Yeah, I'm assuming all your stuff is daily.
Because then the other thing is like, besides it just being a wall and movement, I'm also being able to put up a fucking wall, you know, every turn. Oh, that's something else that we talked about. Would the wall sustain until my next turn and then die down, or is it up for like a 10-round duration?
Like, does it work just as Wall of Fire does?
Right. Because I think we discussed it as it falls every round.
Yeah, your wall goes in the streak and then rounds over. No more wall. You can reset another wall.
Right.
With your next 3 actions.
Right.
Because
then, you know, in theory, I could have 8-9 walls up if like every round I fucking put up a wall and they lasted as long as a normal wall of fire. That too's kind of.
I think for 1 round, and then because wall of fire, there's no sustain on it, right? It's just there for a minute.
It's just duration.
Yeah.
I think it's just duration. Yeah. Well, because some of the walls have different shit, I believe.
Yeah, this one's duration 1 minute.
Any crease of the cross wall or it's occupying the wall's area takes the damage straight up. There's no save.
Yeah, I think most walls are just duration, not sustain, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think the fact that you're only doing 45 feet of movement versus like the wall is usually a 60-foot wall.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think the sacrifice of the distance and then the addition of the placement, 3 actions makes sense.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Like I said, paper in the game are going to look completely different.
Yeah.
So we'll fine tune it. If it doesn't work, we'll be like, all right, let's finagle, let's fiddle with it.
I mean, thematically, aesthetically, I think it's fucking awesome. I'm excited about it,
yeah.
For sure.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it thematically. I'm loving it mechanically right now. It makes sense.
I think it's definitely interesting because I definitely think I could lay down a wall, and even if it only lasts 1 round, I'll still be able to react and potentially, like, it's like, how much do you want to invest into this being the tactic you're using, right? Like, if I need to harass this enemy so they move slowly, I just keep fucking flying in front of them so they can't, like, chase Ileana or something, right?
Right.
You know, but then I can adjust on the fly where it's like, okay, I let my wall fall down and I'm just Soleil system or something, and just not have a wall up for the next turn and it'd be fine, you know? It's definitely just another tool in the toolbox. I think that should be fun.
I think it's good that you're gonna make me do a little more thinking. Like, oh man, I got a whole fucking wall of fire in front of me. Do I want to take the risk to run through it, or do I want to like, yeah, I'll wait for the wall to die?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you take that chip damage, or just roll with it?
So I guess hold on, let me look at wall of fire.
It's gonna be 8d6.
Oh, is it 8d6? Goddamn.
Because it's Titan +1, and usually it's 1d6 for wall of fire.
So mine right now is just 46, because it's like spell slot level, not like actual character level.
Oh,
I got you. Yes, comes out in a wash.
So.
And then it's also awesome because CJ's the fire now, so he can literally just truck through it. Like,
yeah,
I love it.
You can be doing some juggernaut shit, you know.
That's some good compatibility there.
So let me ask you this: the Wall of Fire spell, because not all walls are like this, but the Wall of Fire spell you can lay on top of creatures. So, say if I had, you know, whatever many creatures lined up like this, and I fly over them, and then like land on the other side, would I like essentially napalm that area to where that's where the Wall of Fire sits? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think the Wall of Fire is 10 foot high too, so you don't even have to fly directly over top of the people that you're napalming.
Just
where they
kind
get
of
an
bombing
opportunity
run them.
attack or anything. Yeah, just flying over the top of them. Unless, of course, it's like a large creature, then I'd probably argue like,
Sure.
well, he might be able to reach you.
Yeah. And
Or
yeah,
if they
I
have
guess,
reach weapon.
yeah,
They have like a spear.
Yeah, already has a reach weapon.
for sure. Okay.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even think of that. That'd be a pretty cool application.
Well, just
of
because
that.
like I'm thinking like say we have battle lines kind of already set up, and it's like the enemy's not likely to move, but I'm wanting to sort of bomb their position. So
Sure.
it's like, because I mean, and then you start getting into, well, shit, as the DM, to like, do I move my boys? Is there anywhere to move? Like, if they do move, are there attacks of opportunity now? All that sort of shit. So it's like you put them in a bit more of a tough position. It's like either sit there and take that fire damage or fucking, which I guess
like
they
that.
kind of already take. But
I like with Soleil
yeah.
getting this. He like basically has turned Ileana to actually an aircraft carrier.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm just returning the base,
just
bro.
straight up.
That's what I'm thinking too. Is like thematically, like you guys have been working together for so long. Like all of this is adding up. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
you're flying around with fire. Your brother ended up being fire resistant. It's the battleship. You're the fucking strike force. Like
Yeah.
it's all beautiful.
We're
like, it's
fucking
all
like
really
Power
cool.
It all
Rangers
comes
Gundam
together.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming together
Like-
really cool.
You guys have been together for in game. I think is going on at least 4 months.
Oh yeah. They've been a party for a while now, as far as the in-game timeline goes. Not counting the 2 weeks they were lost in the Feywild.
Feywild.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was such a fun jaunt.
Oh man, that was so fun. I love the Feywild or First World or all that weirdness.
Yeah, it's good, man. Dude, this is exciting, dude. I'm ready.
And I was
About
just telling Kimo, I'm thinking around June-ish, we might be able to finish up, unless you know, life be lifing like it does, and we miss a few weeks. But I think you guys should be able to clear the Amber Temple. There's a couple items there you need to get, and there's like 2 items before it's like Strahd fight time, and you don't even necessarily need those other 2 items. That just
I mean, I got to do 100%
Yeah, I
completion,
mean,
bro.
come on. What do you think this
Gotta
is?
give all the TiVos.
Who do you think we are, bro?
Well, I'm saying at this point, if you want to go fight Strahd, you can't. I'm not gonna say you could win, but
I mean, I'm with
Yeah,
D.
no.
I'm like, I want to see, just like this is an RPG or something, or, you know, a JRPG or whatever. I got to go get all the items. I got to go talk to all the people, you know. Just like in Baldur's Gate 3, you got to gather all your allies, man.
Yeah, man.
mm,
That's why I was
know?
like, I was had to bring up the dude at Valecki, because I was like, oh, we totally just walked out of there and didn't talk to the Burgermeister.
Yeah.
He was like super thankful. he just fucking left.
you guys
Like, we
definitely
got
failed.
some shit to do, man. Yeah.
Like, oh, we're a couple weeks late, but I hope that Denver invitation's still up. had some shit to do.
Yeah, imagine the fucking mayor invites you to dinner at his house and you just don't show up till 3 weeks later. Like, yeah, that
I'm
dinner's still
good, bro.
No, fuck you. I'm so beneath you. You couldn't have dinner the fucking same
Oh,
week I
man.
invited you, son of a bitch. Hell no.
Had to hope that Ileana can smooth that one over.
Yeah.
Bring all of her noble bullshit to bear.
man.
I'm excited, man.
Dude, it's only like 4 months. Are we even going to be ready for the transition of a game?
I need to just
That's
stop.
also-
I got to get on getting my shit done. I've been playing all these other fucking games.
I mean, Final
Then
Fantasy
maybe
VII's about to
also,
drop, bro.
Yeah.
Also, something I needed to let you guys know is like, I'm planning on being done around June. And that's what I was saying to Chemo was like, I haven't finished Curse of Strahd for like 15 years.
This is my first time playing it,
Yeah, same.
so
Yeah, I've literally DM'd Curse of Strahd like 40 times, I think.
Wow.
And for the last 15 years, I have not completed a Curse of Strahd campaign. Like life just gets away and the party falls apart. So
That's wild.
I was telling
I
people,
hear
I
horror
want
stories all the time.
yeah.
I want to get a fucking completion under my belt.
We're going to do it, bro.
The campaign
We're
is
going to
so
fucking do
long.
it. We have hit our stride, man. You know?
Yeah.
Because people, like, man, if you're gassing out and you want to take a break, like you can just sign off. Like everybody else is ready to. And I was like, I can stop whenever you guys are ready to stop. But like, I want to complete my campaign.
Man, I get that energy, man, where you're like, no, I need to see the end of this. Like,
Yeah.
I've worked too hard to to just let it go down. I need y'all to see the end of this campaign. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like jumping over to the Blaze campaign wouldn't be too hard, even if I wasn't like particularly ready. But I should be by June. There's not a lot of prep to do for it. It's just I just gotta write shit down.
There's a lot of like session 0 shit that we can do as players to sort of take up a few sessions, depending on how much we want to invest into that, you know.
Like if we like have a day where we need to do like if we just need like a one-shot day, like maybe for whatever reason someone can't jump in or whatever, then I wouldn't mind doing session 0 then and just kind of go over and like, yeah, what kind of character you want to make, blah blah blah, you know, getting all that out of the way before doing the actual game. But
I mean,
if
after
we can't do that,
after you told me like the fuck, what are the character sheets called? I don't even remember. But after basically you can use any ability from any of the classes, I was like, fuck, man, that just like blew my mind.
Yeah, man, that is the freeform. When I learned that, I was like, that's crazy.
Go super custom with it, because I was like, man, I like this one, and now I'm like, well, shit, I'll take the best out of all of them that I really like, you know?
Yeah, you take everything.
It's crazy.
Because Levi, you said you've never played Blaze, right? Have you watched it at all?
Yeah. Haven't played it, haven't watched it. Chemo did send me the digital book, and I was kind of thumbing through it, but
okay,
I haven't actually like dug into it.
It'll be a transition for sure. I mean, especially coming from a D20 system. But I think like for like all the roleplay we were doing basically in SDA, it's that turned up basically. So I think you'll enjoy it. But I'm excited to see this group with it because I think it'll be a good fit for sure.
100%.
I'm gonna say I found in most TTRPGs it's like I tell the DM what I want to do, he tells me how to execute it, I roll the dice.
Yeah, and Blaze is absolutely the opposite. So it's it's complete opposite. It's you tell the DM what you're doing, and DM sets the conditions, and we see what happens. You know, in general, like obviously like you're setting like DM setting the scenario and what's going on and all that shit. But it's the players,
but like if you don't
it's
know,
very player driven.
Yeah, if you don't know what like action verb you want to use basically, then yeah, as a DM you can like, well, I could see this, but the DM's not like the ruler, you know, the boss, and like, no, you definitely have to do this. It's more of a, you know,
like if you're like, oh, I'm looking to study this blank, you know, and then it's like, okay, well, tell me where you're going, what you're doing to do that, you know, and you would just outline, okay, here I'm going to here or talking to this guy that I know, and then it's like, okay, that sounds like this role. You do this, you roll that, and then you go. Then I just narrate the consequences of that role, whatever they may be.
Oh, it sounds like Monster of the Week almost, because Monster of the Week
It's the same.
it's like
I think it's the same thing.
2d6s, and you roll the 2d6s, and it's like you have 1 through 4 is like a bad outcome. 5 through 8 is like something good, something bad,
Successful.
and then 9 and 10 is like you achieve it to the best of your ability.
Yeah,
No
I think
negative
it's that.
consequence.
think that the Apocalypse World style system is I think it's built off of that.
Yeah.
So that 2d6 or just the d6 style system, should say.
Yeah.